Hey y'all, welcome back to Louisiana Homestead. I got the sunlight in my eyes and I went to the doctor today. Had my eyes dilated and they're not quite right yet. Just to get some glasses. If y'all new to the channel, I'm Mr. E and Miss KK's up in there. I'll show y'all Miss KK's up in there doing some videos, working on some videos with some cooking going on, so y'all can say hey to Miss KK. Tell them hi, Miss KK. She's working on some videos.
How y'all doing?
All right. I'm gonna put my glasses back on. My sunglasses too, y'all, because of my had my eyes dilated. Well, if y'all been watching the channel, y'all know we've been fooling with these hook nets the last few days, starting for the season. Just a couple of hook nets around the house to eat a fish. But I had Mr. Rick Warner from Minnesota said he had never seen a hook net before, and it made me think. You know, I've had people even around here that fishes and does all kind of stuff, and they've asked me, they didn't understand the relationship of setting a hook net and how that works with the current and how that net catches fish. Some people's got that confused in their mind, so I figured I'd take a little bit and show y'all how that works, how a hook net, we can use current with that hook net. I mean, there's other ways you can use a hook net where there's no current, like in a pond or a lake or something, and set it with bait and fish will go in. But where you have a creek or a stream or a canal like we got here and there's current, you can use that current and the fish's natural tendency to swim upstream to catch fish. And I'll show you how that works in relationship to the current. So if y'all want to, go back there with me. And when I come back, if you didn't understand what I was showing you, I've got it drawn on a little chart kind of with the hook net and current and how that works. So y'all take a trip with me back there to the canal. Okay, y'all, I got an old hook net set up back here, and I can show y'all how these flues work real quick and show y'all the direction we set it and how that all works with that current. And then we'll run down there and we'll look at that. That was some bad luck, y'all. And I gotta watch that bull behind me. Y'all see him? And then we're gonna look at that net we got set down there. It's been 2 or 3 days since I checked it. I'm watching that bull in this camera. And we're gonna go down there and I can show y'all even in better detail how that works, and we'll get to check that net hopefully. Gotta watch him. I'm gonna do it like this. I don't believe he'll hurt us, but I don't like to turn my back on an animal like that. He's been a real gentle bull, but he can get a little scary sometimes if you don't know him. Okay, what we got here, if y'all can see that real good, you got a flue in the front. Let me look at it from this angle. You can see these fish go in to there, and you got this one flue, and then you got another flue in the back here. It's kind of hard to see. It goes like this, and the fish swim in, and when they swim around in here, they hit the edge of the web and they come back, and they don't know where to go, and they just go round and round, and they don't go back out of this flue. This is an old net that needs to be repaired. I got a break here. I got probably somebody hit it with a propeller or something. That's torn. But I'm gonna find one of these nets that I have, and I'm gonna work on getting one set or fixed, repaired, to set a second net, because I did these couple of videos and we had so much interest in this hook net fishing. Me and Miss KK couldn't believe it, and y'all encouraged us. So I'm gonna try to get another net set in a few days. We'll do another video on finding a good spot down the canal, a little piece. But anyway, back to this. What you want to do is have that tail of that hook net. You have to have a rope long enough when you pull that hook net back in your boat or on the bank. You have to think about how deep that net was sitting down below. And so you have to have a long back rope basically, so that you can be able to get that net up if it's tied or anchored without untying it or pulling the anchor up to get it back on the bank or back in your boat. But the main thing to remember with current, like we talked about, is that tail of that hook net needs to be down. It's easy to get those terms mixed up, but downstream, or it needs to be going where the current. Let me say that a different way. The front of that net needs to be facing downstream. Okay, the front of that net needs to be facing the direction that current is flowing, and the back of the net is going to be facing the direction against the current. And I'm going to have a little chart drawn to show you all that, and it'll make more sense when we go down there to the canal. I'll show you where the mouth of it is, because you got to remember, fish typically with a current going on, fish swim upstream. Most of you probably seen videos or seen fish in real life at a waterfall, or trout or salmon swimming upstream. Those fish swim upstream, and so that's the idea when you're using current to catch fish. The current is actually going to hold your net open, hold it stretched out. The fish is going to swim against the current. I don't know if I said that right, upstream, downstream. They're going to be swimming against the current, which means the fish is swimming downstream against the current, and the water is flowing upstream. Let's go down here, and I'll show y'all where we got this net set. And maybe that'll make more sense. It's easy to get those terms mixed up, downstream and upstream. Downstream is the direction current's flowing, and upstream is against the current. At least that's the way I look at it. All right, so if we look at this canal, all right, that water flows this way in this canal. So I'm calling that going downstream. So I'm calling that going upstream. And fish swim like this. Fish swim up the current or against the current. So I have the tail of my net, okay? I have the tail of my net upstream, and the mouth of my net is facing downstream so that fish can swim upstream into the net. Let's go down there and look at that. I really hope this helps some of y'all. I know I've had local people that was all confused, and I've had some people set a net and they didn't catch anything, and come to find out they were setting it backwards. And if you think about that, if you set it backwards, the mouth of your net will be open, catching all the trash coming down, you know, and it'll fill your net up with trash. Hopefully y'all can see this water is actually flowing, because this canal's got a little rise to it, and so you can actually see some leaves and trash flowing down the canal. So the mouth of my net falls right here somewhere, and the tail is way down there. So these fish are swimming upstream into this net. Let me try to get this down here, and we'll pick it up and show you what we got, and hopefully we've got a fish and y'all can see what's going on in that net. When you're fishing in a boat and you don't have it tied up, we used to call that fishing blind, because, you know, believe it or not, in this world, some people don't respect other people's property, but we used to have to fish blind where our tail rope had a big anchor on it, and we dropped that down where we wanted to set, and then our net would stretch out with the current. See, that current holds that net out, and then we'd have another anchor on the front of it, and we'd drop that rope on the front, and we'd come with a drag later, and we would pull that front rope up to get it up. But that current will always hold your net stretched open, and then fish will come swimming into it. And that's what you want to do. You want to get it up against a bluff bank or a steep bank, because those fish relate to those banks and you know, to structure, and they'll swim against that current upstream. Well, actually, fishing upstream against that current, and they'll swim into that net. And that's how we use current to get these nets to catch us a fish or two. These commercial fishermen do that in the river all the time with big, we used to call them walk-in nets. I guess they still call them that. The nets are so big, you know, 6-foot nets where you can actually walk in the fluke. But, all right, let's pick this up and see what we got. I'm gonna try to stretch it out for y'all, get a different angle. You see, there's some fish in there because they're swimming and moving all over. The mouth of the net has current flowing with it. In other words, the current flows from the back of the net to the front of the net, and fish is swimming upstream into the net, okay? I hope that makes sense, y'all. There's some fish in there. I don't know what kind. Look at that. Can y'all see that? Looks like we got a shoe pick. I think the technical term is a bowfin, and we call it around here a shoe pick or a mudfish, and some people call it a grinnell. Very good eating fish. Those are legal to keep in these nets. We can keep buffalo, catfish, shoe pick. We cannot keep game fish, which I saw a little bitty sac-a-lait. He's almost hurt, but he's all right. He almost could get out, but not quite. I'm gonna hold this with my foot, this net. And this little sac-a-lait's still alive because I just checked these nets a couple of days ago. And we're gonna let him go. He's all right. Okay. We got 2 buffalo, and we have a shoe pick. My mom and daddy never turned down fish. A lot of my relatives and kin people, son, they all like them, so I'm gonna keep these, I believe, today. Now you see I got my tail rope tied. It's tied on my bank, which makes it kind of hard to fish, but it's tied on the downstream, you know. It's tied. Those terms get so messed up. It's tied against the current, in other words. Current's flowing this way, okay? And so the mouth of my net goes with the current, and the current holds the net stretched open. I'll show y'all on the chart when we get home. Okay, I need to get this net set back out. Mr. Rick Warner from Minnesota, and we got Puddin' Tang and Mr. Jarvis and Mr. Solomon. A lot of y'all said keep it up, so that's what we're gonna do. I hope y'all can see what I'm doing. Let me try to get these fish out. We're gonna do some more gardening videos. I never did do any hunting videos. I didn't hunt a whole lot this year, but I find it hard to do because I'm concentrating on trying to get the deer killed, so it's hard to operate cameras and stuff. But if y'all want me to try to bring that camera on a hunting thing, y'all let me know, and I'll see if I can get that done one day. Hopefully, if the Heavenly Father lets me, we'll better go white perch sac-a-lait crappie fishing. We call it sac-a-lait out here. Some people call it white perch. And I believe me and Miss KK went and we got a video on that. Hopefully I'll get to go do a little bit more of that while I still can. And we'll bring the camera for that. Okay, so there's the mouth. Can y'all see me? There's the mouth. It's going to be going. The current's going to be actually stretching this net out like this. And these fish are going to swim like this. Current is going that way. Oh, it's about 32 degrees out here right now, y'all. It might be a little bit warmer than that. It was 32 earlier. One of my ropes, I got it, it's on one of those beavers. I got to get it over where these beaver cut these willow trees, or it's not going to set right. Okay, I got it. That's why your back rope got to be long enough to do what you got to do. All right, I'm gonna stretch that thing out. Let me wash one of my hands in this boat so I can hold that camera in case y'all want to see that again. See those bubbles flowing? That tells you where the current's going. And that current, when it's strong, it'll just stretch that net out for you. I'm gonna get it stretched. There we go. And that current will keep it going. Now the way I'm doing it, when the current gets real strong, if there's a big rise, and the current's real fast, because I have that rope tied on the bank up there, that current will actually roll that net and pick it up and roll that net on the bank. And I gotta come out here and reset it, but that's all I can do if I'm not using a boat. But the current is your friend in this kind of fishing. I guess that's the topic of today's deal. The current is your friend to set these nets like this, unless you want to use bait. And usually the bait don't work too good, in my opinion, not in this canal, when you got current, because it washes all your bait out. So there we go. We got a big shoe pick. We call it a shoe pick or a mudfish or a grinnell here. I always grew up calling them mudfish and shoe pick. And I think the real technical term is a bowfin. And we got 2 buffalo fish, about, I don't know, 2.5, 3 pounds, and one maybe 3, 4 pounds. And that shoe pick probably weighs 5 pounds. So, okay, let me get this net tied. And what I'm gonna do on this next video, y'all, I'm gonna go down this canal just a little piece and find another little spot where I can set a net, just for you guys that said y'all love all this stuff. All right, I'm gonna get my hands washed up because they messed up right now, and I'm gonna turn the camera off, go back up to the top, and get that little chart just to give y'all a better visual maybe. So hopefully I ain't got y'all confused. I don't know if y'all can see it, but that bull's waiting on me up there where I got that net tied. Okay, y'all, I'll do another video on getting one of these nets repaired. Mouth, the tail. All right. And I'll go show y'all that chart. Miss KK's gonna edit out some of this. Get away from me, bull. Boy, he looks like he could do something to you, huh? And guess what? If he wanted to, he could. Okay, y'all, I drew this before I went out there. I hope it makes sense. Let's see. Now, you see, you got the direction of current flow. Current flowing this way. So you got the tail of your net set that way. Current flows this way. It pushes your net and stretches your net out. So we're calling that the mouth of your net is facing downstream with current flow. Water's flowing that way. Fish swim upstream. So your fish are swimming into your net. They swimming against the current flow, okay? They swimming upstream, so the tail of your net is tied or anchored upstream in relation to the front of your net, which is facing downstream. Remember, fish swim against the current, so they going into the mouth. You know, if you had this turned around and current is flowing that way and your mouth is over here, you're going to have trash, leaves, everything going in there and filling up your net with trash, and all your fish are swimming this way and they'll never get in your net. So that's how it works with current. I hope that helps y'all, because some people, they just don't know. They never thought about it and never had to, or never fished with a hook net. So that takes the mystery out of that. I hope y'all. I'm sitting in the outdoor kitchen / storehouse / utility work area. I'm gonna take this camera to Miss KK. She can edit out and make this video. I sure appreciate y'all going with us. I appreciate the encouragement. Our channel took off again when we made these little hook net videos. Miss KK got all excited and she begged me to go make videos. So whatever time I got to do it, I'm gonna do that. It helps her and helps us. We appreciate all of y'all. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for liking and subscribing. And go with us till next time. Y'all take care of each other. Be good to each other. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good one.